everyone, welcome back. Today I wanted to do a quick walkthrough of the 3 planners that I am using right now and kind of an update as far as what I'm doing with each of them and changes that I have made. So I am going to start with my everyday carry. So if you've seen a previous video, you'll know that this is a Vanderspec custom. The outside is a Tortora Croco, and the inside is a Barbie Napa. I love this planner. I've been using it straight since I got it last fall. Haven't even considered changing out of it. Just have some decorative things in the front, including a customized dashboard from Minted Sugar. And I have a few decorative pieces from Cocoa Daisy as well. So my first section is my goals section. This is my inspiration board. It has not changed. In fact, it hasn't changed from last year because I really liked it and I wanted to continue on with the same ideas. Behind it, I have a list of all of my goals for 2018. And it's funny, some of these I haven't planned out any further than just listing them here. And it's interesting how just writing it down, things happen. Case in point, the fact that I want to DJ at least once a month. I have people and venues calling me that I have never worked with before that are interested in having me DJ for them. So I think that's kind of cool. The next couple of pages, I have some of the goals broken down into smaller sub-goals with due dates. Each one of these pages has a result goal, why it's important, what the progress goals are, and then actions and tasks that I'm going to take in order to achieve them. I have a page that's just a reminder of my key areas of responsibility at work, and a couple of blank pages back here in case I want to work on breaking down additional goals. I have my review section. This also hasn't changed. My weekly home blessing and dusk day information. I have my weekly routine, evening and morning routines on this page. I have a master task list, so these are things that happen less frequently than once a month, and I actually have them written down about how often it needs to happen. Jetting the drain lines needs to happen here shortly, actually, because we had a backup, unfortunately, and they got most of them cleared out, but I think we need to have, like, the big jetting of our lines, our sewer lines done. I have my yearly, quarterly, and monthly reviews on this page, and then weekly and daily review on this page. I have a list of things I need to do when I'm returning from work, when I'm returning to work after being gone for a while. These are kind of how I get reset and back into the flow of what's going on at the office. Then I have zones, which I need to move this because we're in zone 5. Soon to be zone 1. And these are actually from flylady.net, her website. I've actually just modified them to fit what my house is and what rooms we have and don't have. Next, I have my calendar. I still have the 2018 holidays. This is a new insert that I added. I've explained it in a few places, but I will mention it here as well. This is a combination of like a master index for my daily pages, so like what's happened this year. So it's also like my life in pixels. So I'm using mild liner colors to indicate the first column is where I was. So green is home, blue is work. And then I have a darker blue for work travel and a darker purple for personal travel. Then I have a column for exercise, and then these other columns I'm going to add additional things in. Like I have this orange color for the dogs. So I'll put a little mark there, and then over that I will write like NT for nail trims or V for vet, and then a dash, and then the initial of the dog that was at the vet, just so I can kind of see at a glance what's happened this year. I have another at a glance page with this is travel for myself and family members with a list of all my mom's trips because she's traveling a lot this year on that page. All right, so this was my January monthly. This is February. The tracker, I've added one thing, or actually 2, I guess. I want to track whether I've gotten 7 or more hours of sleep and whether or not I got up at 6:30 in the morning. That's kind of my other thing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to work a little bit earlier, so hopefully I can leave a little bit earlier because it seems like things start shifting later and later, and then I go to bed late and then I'm grumpy the next day. I'm trying to avoid that. So the daily insert, this has not changed at all. I have a grocery list on this side and the menu for the week on this side. This is an area where I make notes. I added a meal icon here, so I remember that that's what I'm wanting to do. This is probably going to be what I've planned to do for the week, whereas this spot here is actually what we ended up eating. So that's going to be the difference between those two. I did take out the exercise here. I find that while, yes, I might want to plan ahead, I don't know that I want to do it here for an entire month, because last month I had to white a bunch of them out because I changed my mind on what I was going to be doing. I do still have the dates pre-filled in, and I did these inserts in InDesign, and everything was merged in from an Excel spreadsheet. So if you're interested, I actually have a video on how I did that. These are Bible readings from a combination of the liturgical year Bible study and then the daily assignments, because his are done by a week. They were broken down by Lisa Marie at Paper and Glam. If you go to her website, the reading list is available for free and you can buy planner inserts from her if you want. So, and you'll see that periodically I have holidays and fun days that are pre-filled in here as well. So, same idea, just going forward. So we have week 3 and week 4, and you'll notice on these week pages I have what week of the year it is and then the dates that are included in this little packet. Alright, so the monthlies have not changed. I have them through the end of the year. I finally did find my payday stickers, so I have the paydays marked out. For anybody who happens to be bi-weekly, every other week, this year your 3 pay period months are June and November. Last year it was June and December, so just as a side note in case you're interested. Alright, I have random information because originally I only had 6 months. I have a blank page for 2019 for future planning. I have stickers here and I should probably take these out because I honestly don't use them. I would rather just write it, whatever it is, in straight onto the page, so I may take those out. I mean, these are fairly thick, so that'll save me a little bit of room. The next section is my to-do section. So I have this clip here because I'm pretty much always using the green mildliner. This is what I use to mark on my daily pages for home tasks. Let me find... flip to today, so you'll see I just use those so I have a place to check off. So that fits right in here. And I did change my to-do list. Originally I had everything all in one giant list. And then I realized I was looking for personal things like writing a letter to the Escondido Water Department or paying my car registration in and amongst things like washing bedroom curtains and painting the trim inside of our house. So there was a lot of like household stuff that was mixed in with personal. So I decided to separate them because these are the more important time-sensitive things, whereas these are more kind of as I have time. So those did get changed out. These pages I actually just need to take out of here as well. I have a list of home projects that we need to work on and kind of a list of to-dos for YouTube. I did take out the calendar section that was in my YouTube section at one point in time, and I'll show you where my editorial calendar is now in just a few moments. And the other thing that I did is I mentioned that I had made my own YouTube planning inserts. The old ones, I still have a couple in here. I only have 2 left. These are from Annie Plans Printables. I liked it, but it was a combination of blog and YouTube, and I'm not really doing much in the way of blogging right now, so there were things on here that didn't really apply. So I went ahead and made my own and added a few other things that I wanted to track, like stats, so how many views over time and revenue that I've received from videos. So these I'm going to start using now that I'm pretty much out of the other ones. I have my list section here. This was from when I was doing the... which actually probably can take this out. Insanity Max 30. This was the schedule for that. I'm going to do it again, but not until March. I'm going to need a new sheet of that, so I'll just take that out anyway. That was a book that I had. I found a sticky note randomly in here. I'm like, I have a list of books to read. Why is it elsewhere in my planner? So I just moved that up here. So this is a list of the books that I'm interested in reading. Some of them I have already, some of them I don't. The P means that I have them as a paper book. The rest of these are actually probably on my Kindle. Then I have a list of future releases and whether they're Kindle or like a paper book, because I had work and faith, and then I added a home category here. This is new. I made a list of things I want to watch. So these are series that people have recommended, and I always forget, is it on Netflix or is it on Amazon Prime? So I actually divided those up so I know where to look to find them. And then I have a few extra pages. So this next page here is actually a budget page. Flip this over. So it's a monthly budget plan. It has date, description, amount. There's an income breakdown and there's an expense breakdown, and then you tally it up and you would hope that things add up. I include savings up here. They would say savings is whatever is left over, but I like to plan for it up here. That being said, I put this all together because I changed my withholdings. I have pay period 2, pay period 1, I got everything all figured out, and then the tax code changed, and now I get paid a different amount, so I have to go back and figure that out. The next page is a list of work phone numbers for people in our office, which probably needs to be updated because we've had some change in personnel. This section is actually for pets. I still have not filled that out. Travel information for New Zealand, which I'm not going to show you because now it has trip information in there, and I want to keep that private. I have just an envelope here with some stuff. I don't know that I've ever talked about what's actually in here. The card is decorative, and these are notes from back in the day when I was in Traveler's Notebook from a webinar by Allison Marshall on scheduling days for maximum productivity. So just kept those in here, and I think I may actually tuck them in the back in this section, which is where I've started putting those sorts of things. And then Antonisha Lachey had some information about roles. Let's see if I can get this out. I actually really enjoyed that, how she was dividing that up. So I had written notes on that information as well. Again, I think I will tuck that back here so I can find it. I did take out kind of an envelope system. It looked like this. This is from Heidi Swap. I had just washied this page because it had different holes punched into it, so you can kind of see on this side there was different holes. But I'm not really using it, so I took it out. I may take this out as well and just put these cards someplace else because these are just gift cards. So yeah, I have a page lifter back here. I usually just keep something kind of decorative, cards from Cocoa Daisy from the January kit. And I just have list of values. This is me working on my word for the year. I have it narrowed down to light and peace, so I think it's probably going to be one of those two. This is still in here, meal ideas, also from the days when I was in Traveler's Notebook. And then I just have random pad of paper back here in case I need to grab paper. But not that I ever remember, it's back there. So I do use this as part of my wallet. So I have cards up here in the front. So yeah, so that is my everyday carry. So next up, and if you watch my videos religiously, you're probably really tired of hearing about this. I have switched to a bullet journal for my work planner. Now I just started this last week, so I'll just flip through it really quick. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, you'll know what's in here. So I have my key for the symbols that I use. I have a list key. These are the to-do lists. Again, if you remember in the back of my everyday carry, I had like a personal and a home. So these are the lists that I'm keeping back here. I have my index, so you can see in the front I've started with the normal bullet journal items, and in the back I have my to-do lists. So I'm using a modified strike-through method for this, and I will put the link for the strike-through method down below just in case you're curious what that is. So title page. I tried to keep this fairly minimal, just I need something very easy to do, so I've kept it to black and gray. I have a gray two-ended Tombow brush marker, and that's pretty much all I'm using. It's just the Sharpie pen and that. I did go ahead and for the year circled in with green the paydays, but that's it. I really don't want to have to keep a bunch of pens. I don't want to have to use a ruler. I've tried using rulers before in a bullet journal. It just doesn't work. So you'll see I drew lines, but they're not straight, and I'm okay with that. It's all right. The notebooks I've tried to use before have been lined, and I think that was part of the issue because then I had to use a ruler. Here, it's fine. I just kind of connect the dots. Really quick, this is my future log and also my at a glance calendar. So as you can see, these are things that are going on in each month, and I can just make a long list. This is only work stuff. So things that are happening during the day, except for down here at the bottom, there are some personal things that affect work things. So at the end of February, I need to add, I have a hair appointment. I think it's on the 27th. So that's at 5. So I'll need to leave a little early. And when I DJ, I usually go straight from work. So I usually end up staying late. So that's why I have those in there. Annual strategy is just general information about what's going on each month. So I know at a glance how much time I do or don't have. So I can see if I'm doing a lot of traveling. I've written some stuff in pencil. I'll go back in and add it in, but it was just so I could get the information down. So like April's a tax day. I work in accounting. That's important. October is the tax extension day. Also important because I have owners that wait till the last minute and then email me on October 11th. I'm like, I need this information. I need all my reports. So it just makes me aware that I may have to drop things and get people information if they need it. Lease renewals happen during the summer. The apartment association doesn't have meetings in August, so I usually have more time then. So just that sort of information. These 2 pages is the start of a breakdown of the onboarding project I'm working on over the course of the entire year. This is the first monthly spread. I'm starting with February because it's pretty much February toward the end of this week, so might as well. Things to do before my trip. I have paydays marked, just general meetings. A lot of this is essentially the same thing that appears in this section. It's just more of a visual format. I have my daily pages, so pretty much everything that I'm doing. This is a meeting or an appointment. The M is for meeting. I also use the abbreviation of I for interview and C for call, just so I kind of know a little bit more about it without having to write meeting with Frank. I switched to this because I need room to write. I need room to keep going if I need to. I also don't want to feel like I'm wasting paper if I'm not there for a day, because honestly, I work 4 days a week. Let's be truthful. Wednesdays I work from home, but it's more of project-based. It's not like I'm working on to-dos. I'm just working on things that come up, and most of the time I'm filming and doing other sorts of things. I'm just handling email and stuff from home. 2 pages per week may be what I get. These are all blank, and the way that I started working on my to-dos was I started from the last page, so I have recurring tasks. Someday maybe. I skipped a page in case I needed more for either someday maybe or the agendas list. On this agendas, I have over here on the right who I need to talk with about it, so whether it's the accounting team, my business partners, that sort of thing. I have a waiting for list. EM means that I have the information or the request or whatever about this in email. I have onsite.com updates, Google Forms that I'm working on. Also with email, I have P for paper. I have out here a due date, if there is one. This is my reference, and this is part of the strike-through system. So essentially, page 239, let me go there, item number 4. I'm waiting for Therm's out-of-pocket expenses, and I need that in order to enter them for 2017. That's kind of how that reference works. It's page number dot item number. So if I want to bring one of these tasks forward into a daily, I could just write 239.4 with a circle and just a quick summary of whatever that task is. That lets me write more back here and not have to write so much duplication back and forth. I do have an asterisk next to things that are important that I need to do first if I'm looking for things to do or looking for things that might be due soon. And then I have my onboarding project. So these are just tasks that are associated with it. So if I need more pages, I'll keep working from this way. Meanwhile, my dailies and stuff will be progressing forward back. So that's how I have my work bullet journal set up. For the things that come up that I don't have time to process through, I went ahead and put a little Moleskine notebook back here. These were like a 3-pack at Target. I have had them sitting so I can just jot notes about things that I need to do that need to be added to my to-do list, and then I can just kind of process these all at one time, because I do get sometimes work just starts flying at me and I don't have time to sit down and think about. I just need to jot myself a note so I don't forget. So that's more for things that I don't need to do that day that I just need to do in the future. So I need to do it that day, I will write it down here. All right, so that's my work bullet journal. And finally, I have what I'm using for my editorial calendar. So this is an Erin Condren. It's a neutral planner. It's the vertical. I'm using this notes page before the monthly. Originally, I was going to put my goals up here, but I think I'm going to put my goals down here and put my beginning and ending subscription numbers up in the circles. And then down here, I made a sticker on my silhouette that has all of the tracking. So essentially this is like a habit tracker. I'm just making an X if I did something that day. So if I posted a video, an X. If I checked and or answered comments, put an X. If I posted on Instagram, I'll put an X. So that way I can kind of keep track of what I am and am not doing. Then we have the monthly section where I'm keeping track of the videos I'm posting and when. If I haven't posted it yet, there's a sticky note. F just means that it's been filmed. So you'll see here I'm trying to film ahead. This is what I'm filming right now. So I will go in when I'm finished and write an F in there. I have the deadline for the YouTube monetization written in because I am short, very close, but I'm still short of my watch hours and my subscribers. So if you really are enjoying these videos and are not already, I would definitely appreciate you subscribing. And then what I'm doing on the weekly spreads, so I'm just using it as a to-do list. When usually this row is editing, this row is filming, and then the top row is for when I'm scheduling videos. And obviously things can blur. If I have to-dos related to my YouTube channel or any of my social media stuff, I'm putting them here on the left. So these are kind of like a weekly to-do. And kind of like the bullet journal, what I don't finish gets bumped forward to the next week. So that's how this is set up. So you can see using 3 calendars, the editorial calendar I'm usually referencing only when I have like a filming and or writing day. Usually I'll update the tracker at the end of the day, but that's pretty much it. And sometimes, you know, every other day or something like that. This I'm using every single day that I'm at work, and this I'm using every single day. That's why it's my everyday carry. So yes, I have 3 planners. They all serve very different functions. Obviously, this is very full and I wouldn't be able to get much more into it, especially not if I want to try and slide my wallet in. So that's why I have them them separated out. And honestly, I don't want to think about work when I'm at home, so this usually sits at work. I've brought it home because I've been setting it up, but it generally won't be here unless I'm wanting to film a video on it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye!